We're live back. For some reason, I don't know, it wasn't working. Weird. They said it was having issues on their end, so I just decided to restart the live. So I'm sure people will join this. It's fine. If they want to. Oh, there's Ellie. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just decided to exit out and just try it again. Hey, Magnus. Hi, welcome back, friend. Sorry about that. I decided to end it. Yeah, 10-0. Yeah, I don't know. I was on my data, and then I switched back to my Wi-Fi to make it more steady, so hopefully that works. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to go back to chat filter, and I'm going to change it to all messages. That way we can put whatever you want in the chat. All right. They told me to chug my monster. I love White Monster, Ellie. I really do. I had one earlier today. It was so freaking good. All right, so back with the Warpstone Glow. We're going to go ahead and put that inside the barrel. So it's a nice dark green, but it'll really look good once you put white over it and you put the Tesseract in it. Man, does it look freaking awesome. So same brush control, just a little bit of paint inside there. And then what I do is I kind of paint the outside of the barrel, just like the tip of the barrel. So it kind of looks more green. God, is that hard to see? There, you could probably see it right there. See how it's green looking? So that's what I do. Yeah. White Monster's my favorite too, Magnus. Absolutely, dude. They come to snuff the rooster. Oh, yeah. Okay, putting that to the side. And then what I can do in the meantime is I'm going to paint up this plasma rifle to make it look like it's glowing. So I usually base it with the Corax white. I go over it with Warpstone Glow and I paint the outsides and the bottom. So let me use a pointer here to help. So I use the Warpstone Glow on the bottom portion of it and then the sides. So right here and right here and then just below it. Everything else I use Tesseract Glow. And then what I do is I take white again. This time I'm going to use the layer of the white scar. All right, Magnus says, do you have any tips on drilling barrels? I keep trying and it's always off center. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So what I recommend is you get a little push pin or like a thumbtack, right? I don't have one with me, but when I find it, I have the barrel, I like look at it and I stick it right in to where it's centered. And then that creates like a little divot for you to then take it and carefully start drilling it in. Before you push hard into it, another thing I would recommend is just use the drills by themselves. Don't have the drill tool because you might have a chance of over twerking it and it might get it off center or you might do it wrong. So let me go to my cart here. Jeez. All right. I have this little Dremel drills. Oh, I only use like the two smallest ones, which are 1/32 and 3/64. So when I do it, once I use that push pin, I take this, which is the smallest one, and I just do it by hand very carefully to widen that hole a little bit. Then I take the second biggest one, and I don't usually go any bigger than this. Like for barrels, depending on the type of gun, right? And there are people who actually have done, like I'm pretty sure this is the right size, yeah. So a 3/64 drill will do pretty much all of your bolters. And anything that's like a plasma gun, you're going to be able to do it pretty good with this alone. I wouldn't go any bigger, but I know what you're talking about when you get like it's a little bit off sides, and I hate that. Worst comes to worst, if it's a little bit off center, you can fill it up with some putty, let it harden, and then do it again. So I know how that is. I get it. I have one or two that are kind of like that. This one I did a really good job on. So I did a really good job centering that. It is an art, for sure. I'm trying to find a device that will make it easier. Like something like a vise you could put it in and then drill it. That would be pretty sweet. But yeah, try that. I hope it works for you, Magnus. That's a great question, man. And that just comes with trial and error. I think I saw something about the pin online. Some people even light it, so they'll take a lighter to it and heat it up. So when it goes into the plastic, it just goes straight in really nice. I use the pin cold, and then I just like try to figure out where center is. You could even probably get like a pen or a marker and just try to eyeball it, and then you just use that push pin to get it in center rather than trying to drill on it because it's going to slide off of it. So I've noticed that too. Let's see here. And then we got... Yeah, your writing is still weird there, Tanjiro. I mean, it looks cool. I agree. Forever Lurk 2 said, yeah, it looks cool. So, I mean, I agree. I think it looks cool. Noah Hatcher Y4K says, I have type 5 cancer. There is no such thing as type 5 cancer. I don't know what that means. There's like stages of cancer and stage 4. Stage 4 is basically like stage 5 is like you're on your deathbed, homie. That means you're dead. I mean, you know, it's spread all over. Like, that's horrible. I hope you don't have cancer, but that's a weird thing to say. You just come into the chat and you're like, I have type 5 cancer. Okay, Chinabot, get out of here. Nice try. You're not going to fool us today, Taliban. LED says, is my wife, I mean, System of a Down grunge? No, it's not. Noah Hatcher yet again says, I have type 5 cancer. And then Magnus said, don't think, so look it up. LED says, they're great. Magnus says, thank you, brother, I'll try this. Of course. Magnus said, my whole squad's las rifle barrels are off center. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel that. I have one or two minis I've messed up, and I'm like, there's no recovering from this. I cannot financially recover from this. That does happen. Yeah, dude. The only thing you could do is fill it up with putty, let it harden, sand it down, and then try it again. Hopefully it works. It might, you know, it's hard to say. Forever Lurk 2 says, I just use a Dremel on my dog's toenails, which is a useful little tool. Okay, yep. Dude, you could do a Dremel too, absolutely. And just Dremel the barrels. You got to be really precise with it, but you can absolutely do that. I've seen some people use, like, for nail salons, they have a little Dremel. It's even tinier, and it's cordless. You can use that to drill in. Some of the guys who are really high up, like the really good ones, like El Ministeria, he heats it up with a lighter, and he'll take a thumbtack and push it in, and it just goes in like butter. And that's how he does that. And then if he wants to put something else into it, like some sort of a battlefield effect, like a bolt laser coming out, he'll put metal in it, and it looks so good. And then he primes it white, and then paints it the red to make it look like it's glowing, and it makes it look like the guy's actually shooting the laser. It's so freaking cool. Probably one of my favorite mini painters, like, up there. El Ministeria. I think he's from Italy, but man, is he so good. Like ELMINIS Steria or something like that. You'll look him up and you'll find him, and you're like, damn, this guy is on another level, man. LED says they're not grunge. No, they're not grunge, no. System of a Down is like its own thing. It's like, I don't know what to call them. Like, they're metal, but they're like alternative metal, maybe? Mental Raccoon Glass said he's running through every room spamming that. Oh, okay, so you've probably been tracking him. Yeah, that guy coming in saying, I have stage 5 cancer, and then just runs away, and it's like, okay. Brian T. Capshaw says, bro, why? Kiaperatuit 5802. Hey, thank you. It says, Jesus loves you. I appreciate it, my friend. Jesus loves you too, man. Magnus says I'll go out and buy some putty. Yeah. Yep. Get some putty. There's different kinds of putty. I have... Where is it? So here is plastic putty. It's okay, made by Vallejo. It's okay for like filling gaps, I guess. What I've started to do, and this is crazy. I'll take some sprue, plastic sprue. I will sand it into a fine mist, like a little dust, right? Like a little dust thing. And then I take Tamiya right here. I'll pick it up with the brush and I'll dip it inside the barrel or inside whatever it is. Like if it's something that you can put something in and it's not going to spill out. So you put the dust, like a good amount of it, and then you put the Tamiya and you let it drip in there. It hardens and it basically becomes the same consistency that it was before you did anything to it. Now with plastic putty, it doesn't. It's almost like rubbery when it dries. It just doesn't. I bought this because I was like recommended it and I kind of regret it. It's like caulk, you know, like for sealing stuff. It's okay. Like you can get stuff like this too. So this is a rubber. This is actually used for like sculpting or like glue application. But I'll put it on here and I'll just kind of get it on there and I'll smooth it down. And I have a couple of these. You can get these from Hobby Lobby, by the way. And they do come in handy every once in a while when you need to like use either glue or you need to use like some sort of a putty. These are flexible. You could just wash them off and reuse them over and over again. And then Polar 87 says hi. DAF. I don't know what that means, man, but hey, thank you for joining. Douglas Drew says, I finally found you. I'm glad you finally found me too, man. Welcome to the channel. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking, it really helps me. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. That's my goal. So this is what I do. I'm full-time. I'm a military veteran and I'm an artist. So every subscription, every like, every comment really helps me out a lot. So I would appreciate it. And then Forever Alert 2 says green stuff is the best stuff. Yeah, you're probably right. Green stuff is like it's made for Warhammer minis specifically. So green stuff is very good. You can roll it up. You can do a lot with it. A lot of people use it for basing too. So I've seen it used a lot in basing, and it's nice because you can pick it, you can pull it, whatever you want to do with it. It seems to be very good and very applicable. So I do not have green stuff, but I might look into that more because the Vallejo plastic putty just hasn't been doing it for me. And then my method with just using this liquid cement and just either chopping up bits of this or grinding it into little fine mist and then putting it in there and it hardens up really good. It takes a little while for it to cure. I would say give it like an overnight thing. Don't have it in somewhere that's humid, but this works very well. I've really started to like this stuff. It's not perfect, but it's good for if you need to get in certain areas that are kind of hard to get into. Or if you just need to fill reservoir up or like a gun barrel, for example, this is like borderline perfect for that. So, but the green stuff is also very highly recommended. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Forever Lurk. All right, so plasma rifle is coming along pretty well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white scar, so it's a layer of white. I'm going to go inside this, and then while it's still wet, I'm going to take this Tesseract Glow, and I'm going to mix it in. And it's going to have a glowing effect. It looks really cool, especially inside of a gun barrel. I've had good luck with it so far. So. There's probably a million other ways to do this, by the way. I am in no means, this is the best method, but I think this is a method that works for me, and it's easy to stick to. So, Shaking it up. Apologize for the noise. And it's a layer, so layer paint is a little bit thinner. And its consistency is a little bit milkier, if you will. So it's not as thick as base, but that's the type of consistency you're usually looking for with layered paints. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to that same brush I was using earlier. This one. Just get it a little wet, just so it's damp. I don't have any running water on there. Let me move these drill bits out of the way. There we go. Yeah. And then I'm going to get a good amount of this. Make sure it's damp. Good amount. All over the brush. I'm going to put it right inside this barrel. And then just do little circular motions like that. There we go. Now, while it's still wet, I'm going to take that Tesseract Glow, and I'm just going to let that shit drip in there. This you also have to mix up. This is very, very interesting. It's like very, very liquidy. So it's even more thin than your layer paints. It's almost like your contrast paints, right? So this is a contrast paint. This is a contrast paint. So, I mean, Warhammer and hobby making can go, it becomes very complicated very quickly. So, all right, good amount on my brush with the Tesseract Glow. I do like it where it's like almost dripping. You can see like a drop on there. And then while that paint is still wet inside, I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to put it in there and just spin that sucker around really good. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. There we go. All right, we're starting to get there where it looks like it's glowing a little bit better, as you can see. It's kind of hard to see from there, but it's getting there. It's getting a lot closer. That Tesseract Glow does wonders. Go. I'm going to take some warp stone and I'm going to run it over the barrel so it looks dark. Because if you want something to glow, I learned that if you put something that's really bright next to a darker color, it makes it pop even more. So if it's like a lot of bright and you're trying to make it glow, it's really hard to do. So I take the warp stone glow and I'm just going to put it around the barrel just a little bit. Let me take some of that off. Okay. I'm just going to put it around the barrel and make it look dark. There we go. Yeah, nice. That. That. Probably gonna have to add a little bit more white to this, and that's fine. Put some more Tesseract in it too. To the side. Some more Tesseract glow in there. Go. Just drop it in there. Get in there. Okay. Just gonna kind of move it around with a wet brush. So I have a wet brush, there's no paint on it. I'm just gonna swirl the little Tesseract Glow in there and just kind of have it mix up really good. And then I'm just gonna get the edges of the barrel with that Tesseract Glow. That's coming together real nice. Next, I think I'm gonna add some more white layer, some white scar to it on the inside to make it look like it's like white hot in the middle, right? So if you ever look at flames or if you ever look at plasma, like where it's the white is the hottest. And usually like fire, it goes from like white into like a yellow, into an orange, into the red, into the black. So Mix this up. I'm gonna let this dry though, so I'm not gonna like mess with it too much, but it definitely, as you can see, even from where you're at, you could probably see it looks like it's glowing. It looks a lot better with that gun barrel. And once you put the white in there, like a little bit of white, and maybe I'll put some Tesseract glow in there. You kind of have to experiment with it, right? But once you put that white in there and you can really see it, like it makes it pop. It's really cool. It's a cool effect. And I'm still learning how to do glowing too. So I'm still not a master at this, but this is something I want to master and I want to get really good at. Because the best painters, they can do that and it looks phenomenal. They can make the eyes glow. They can have someone holding a ball of something and it has the splash or like the glowing effects on the mini to make it look like they're actually looking at fire. It's amazing what artists can do. I am awestruck by it. But I am going to use this layer and I'm going to paint the outside of the plasma rifle. So a little bit of white here. There we go. Right on the plasma coils, and wherever you do it, the white, and I kind of have it pool up a little bit because I kind of want to make it look like it's pooling up on purpose. There we go. So just like that. Let me see if I could change this. See how it looks like it's glowing right now? Just a little bit compared to this side. But I'm going to add this white with the Tesseract glow. It's going to look even better. So this is like a blue light or something. I don't know what this is, like a white light. There's like a mixed. So it's getting there a little bit better. So a lot of concentration. Who's got some jokes? Anybody got any jokes you want to share? Let me hear some good ones. Who's got some good ones? Any type of joke you want. It's been past 10 minutes, so if you guys want to do whatever type of joke you want to do, you guys are free. Just, as long as it's past that 10-minute mark, you can say pretty much whatever you want. Getting there. Slowly getting there. And I kind of like to bathe the weapon in the Tesseract glow to make it look like it's glowing. So all around where the vial is, where the plasma is, I'll use Tesseract glow and just glaze it over parts of the gun. And it makes it look like it's like a glowing effect. It's really cool. So just something I like to add. I'm sure other artists do the same thing, but it's something I think that up close, it looks like you actually took your time and did it right. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do it around the edges of the plasma coils, just on the some of the other metal components of this rifle. All right. And I'm gonna say it's been enough time. I'm gonna take that white, that layer white, and I'm gonna stick it down the barrel. See how that looks. Just a little bit, like a decent amount. Not too much, just a little bit, right? I'm just gonna go straight down. I'm not gonna swirl it this time. One little drop, there we go. Just gentle swirl at the very bottom. I don't wanna get it all over the inside of this barrel. Just the right amount. Just the right amount. Nice and easy. Come on. Let's get some more Tesseract glow. It's almost like a layering thing. So you're kind of layering it a little bit. 12 people in here. Hey, how's it going, everybody? LED says, I know something green. What do you know that's green, Ellie? Talking about Green Day? You like Green Day, Ellie? It's almost like punk, if you will, but it's like skater rock. Used to not be. There goes Maddie's alarm. 10 more minutes? Honey, you gotta study. It's getting later.
No, I know.
A little bit better of a glowing effect. Again, very hard to see, but it's there. I'm just working on the sides of it and everything, so. Getting there. Very slow. Question for the chat, lore-wise. Do you think that the Archmagos Belisarius Cull has his own plan for the Imperium? Or do you think he's actually trying to help the Imperium? Like, does he have his own agenda? I want to see what y'all think, if you know anything about the lore. What do I think? I think Belisarius Cull does not have his own agenda. I think his agenda is it's against what the Imperium thinks it wants. I'll say that much. They think they know what's best, but I think Belisarius Cull, the madman that he is, actually is doing what's best for humanity. He's just doing it in the way that normally would be considered heretical. So, I definitely think, and he tries to say like, oh, I'm very compliant and all this and all that, and I know he's not. I definitely know he's not. He's not AI. I know that for a fact. But he's a stream of conscience of many people. So his personality, Belisarius Cull, is actually multiple people inside one. It's a very fascinating character. Probably my favorite character in all of 40k, by the way. Like, lore-wise, Belisarius Cull is probably, like, #1 my favorite character. So, out of every Primarch, like, I have no problem saying that. There we go. There's that nice glowing effect that I'm looking for. Let me brighten this up a little bit. There's a nice glowing effect I'm looking for right there with that Tesseract glow. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Ellie, I haven't heard you put any songs or anything. What's going on over there? Hope you're okay. You didn't get any pop rocks in your... pop rocks in your eyes. Oh, that looks so freaking cool. Oh, I'm killing it right now. That looks so good. At least I'm good at painting minis. Not good at much else, but I'm pretty good at painting minis, I will say. Seems to be my one talent that I've found that I'm actually, like, somewhat gifted in. I'm not really good at anything else, believe it or not. So, that's why I stream it. Might as well share something I'm happy with. I actually can look at something and go, good job, I did good. So I'm not a very talented person. I don't consider myself super talented, but at least I get this. I can do this. It's one of my callings, I guess. I might not be top tier, the best of the best, but I think I'll get there eventually. I'll get better. So now I add more white to this, and I'm going to add that Tesseract glow, and it's going to look really good. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Looking good. Douglas Dews said, did you finish that dragon? No, my friend, I did not. I've been busy. But I know what you're talking about. Yep, I remember talking to you now. That's right. That's where I remember you from. Douglas Dews, did you ever subscribe? I remember you now. Now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Because you're the one who talked to me about the dragon. I do remember that. I do remember that. I did not do it yet. I've been busy doing Warhammer, that's why. I'm just so enthralled with this hobby that I haven't even looked at the other one yet, you know what I mean? But it's something I do want to do eventually. I have an idea of what color scheme I want to do. I just hasn't really been top of mind, you know? I'm sure you get that, dude. But I do remember talking to you. Oh my gosh. How fun. That was a while ago. That was over what, 3-4 weeks ago? Almost a month ago, huh? Welcome back. It's good to see you though, man. Oh, Forever Lurk 2 says, if you're broke, Elmer's wood glue. Really? Makes sense. LED says, my mind is elsewhere. Okay, it's fine. Magnus said, yep, I got a can of Tamiya cement, so I could do that. Yeah, try it out, man. And then LED says, should I make cookies with sour powder or drink a Monster with sour powder? Like make cookies? Like sour cookies? Magnus said, either way, you're definitely going to get it in your eyes. Forever Look 2 says, I think you should place the sour powder directly into your eyes. Yes. Magnus said, make cookies. I know, that's what I'm saying. So LED says, do I pour half the bag or the whole bag? Forever Lurk 2 says, get a funnel so nothing escapes. Yeah. LED says, okay. Oh my god, I'm so dead. She says, I don't know how to cook. I burnt dino nuggets in the air fryer. Oh my god, that's so funny. You had it on way too high, that's why, Ellie. LED says, if you close your eyes for 5 seconds. Douglas Juice says, do you remember me? I do remember you. Yes, I do. Mimes says, what are you painting now? Magnus says, hey, what's up, Mimes? That's good. Yep, you guys remember each other. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just working on this plasma gun. So this plasma rifle, almost done. I'm pretty happy with the glowing effects. And then I got the barrel looking really good, so I'm very happy with the barrel. I'm gonna call that done. Honestly, this gun overall, I'm good with it. I think I'm ready to start putting the varnish on here and call it a day. So I think I'm pretty much done with this sucker. There is a little bit of cleanup work on the rifle itself, but I think I'm gonna start putting the varnish on it. So I'm pretty happy with the way that came out. It looks pretty glowy, I would say. Glowy enough for me to say, yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm happy with it. And that's really what matters, is if you are happy with your own work. If you're not happy with your work, then, which a lot of artists do suffer from that. I understand that. Been there, done that, had multiple t-shirts. So we are our own worst critic. But sometimes you gotta step back and say, you know what? I'm actually pretty proud of myself for doing this. It's a good thing to say. Tenjiro Commando says, I hope you become a popular YouTuber. Yep, and me. Yeah, I hope you do too, my friend. Thank you. I would like to. You know, maybe I won't have like thousands of subscriptions or anything like that, but as long as I'm I am in my own little box, and you know, if I could meet other content creators, like that'd be really cool too, or like get to go to those events. And but I would like to have a whole studio dedicated to this, not just the corner of my living room, because that's all I have. This is it. And then over there, this is all I have. Maddie, you gotta wake up. Your alarm keeps going off. Wake up. Come on. Get up, honey. LED says, should I have fruit snacks? Yeah, you can. Mima says, not much. Just got off of work a little bit ago. Just chilling at home. And then Mima says, that sounds insane. I think you'll be able to actually do something like that eventually. That'd be great. That's the goal, my friend. I would love to be I am technically a full-time YouTuber. I'm just not getting paid from YouTube. So that's not until you hit like thousands of subscribers. But my goal right now is just 500. That's the goal. I'm trying to get to 500. So hopefully I can. I'd like to get there, you know, maybe by February of next year if I were to throw out a goal number there. So LED says, should I sing System of a Down Lonely Day or Ailstorm Banana? And then Magnus says, you got to make a tutorial for that, man. Forever Lurk 2 says, sing some Sublime. Oh, hell yeah. LED says, what song? Forever Lurk 2 says, YouTube doesn't like my jokes. Mimes says, how many cops does it take to change a light bulb? Magnus says, how many? And then none. They beat the room for being black.
Damn.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Forever Lurk 2 says, how many Rangers to change a light bulb? 1. He simply holds still and lets the world revolve around him. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Mima says nice at Forever Lurk 2. Oh, Euro, hey, how you doing, my friend? Hi, welcome back. Forever Lurk 2 says, do the song I Want to Be Sedated. And then Mima says Ramones, neat band. LED says my autocorrect hates me. Mima says that alarm gave me flashbacks of school. Yeah, I'm sorry. She does this thing where she passes out and she has like 50 fucking alarms and she doesn't wake up to any of them. So she's up now, but it's just, yeah. Mima says that looks hella good. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. Tenjiro says, what do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. LED says I had to Google something. Ellie says I might die. Magnus retracted his message. Probably something about our eyeballs. Someone named Baracelius has to be up to something. Yeah, Forever Lurk 2 says, yep. Magnus says he's planning something mischievous. Mima says, me not knowing anything about the lore, I think he's helping the Imperium as long as they help further his plans. Facts. Actually, that is, even though you don't know anything about not much about the lore, dude, that is very factual. Yes. Belisarius Call absolutely is using the Imperium of Man to further his own agendas, because that's where all the money's coming from. That's where he gets greenlit on all these projects that he's doing. This guy he's like the guy who has like 1,000 tabs open on his Internet Explorer, and like he's trying to find one that he started like a year ago, and he's like, oh yeah, I gotta work on that. Whatever happened to that? And he like refreshes the page, and he's like, oh yeah, shit, I should start working on that. And then he starts getting pop-ups and everything. He's like a mad scientist, but he's hella smart. It's just he needs to like buckle down and just do one thing at a time. He's like ADHD on steroids. He's such a funny character. I love it. LED said my mom just called me woke. It's funny. And then Forever Lurk 2 says if someone named Belisarius is not the villain, that's just a waste of good villain name there. I know, right? Oh, there's so many. The Imperium, I want to do a video with my wife, you know, when they have like couples and there's like a slideshow on the TV and they're like, what do you call this? What do you call that? I want to have a slideshow of like all the different like artwork or all the different legions. And I'm going to be like, babe, is this faction a good faction or a bad faction? And she's gonna be like, bad? And I'm like, no, they're a good faction. Because it's so confusing. You look at them, they have skulls, chains, candles, and like, you're like, okay, those have to be the bad guys, right? Turns out they're the good guys. Who knew? And then there's the guys that look like, you know, oh, they look to be pretty good guys, and they're not. They're not at all. So it's just, it's a little funny with the Imperium of Man. Like, if you showed someone, like, what Belisarius Cawl looks like, they're like, oh my god, what is that? That monstrosity. But he's a good guy, so I guess you could call him good. Forever Lurk 2 says, if you do get famous, don't go to those events. Slaanesh events will rot your soul. Yeah, you're probably right. Slaanesh is all over that shit. Facts. LED says, I'm going to do Ailstorm concert soon. Oh, that's cool. There you go. And Magnus says, I might paint the Custodes next if I feel like it. Absolutely, dude. Do the Custodes have their own gold? Because you don't use Retributor gold for them. They probably, or Retributor armor. There's probably like some sort of a gold you can use. I have seen Vallejo came out with metallic paints. And I have seen that their gold that they have, their metallic paint, is very close or something I would use to paint Custodes with. I do hear it's a longer drying time, and when you shake it up and everything, the viscosity is a little bit different when you paint with it. But like the Vallejo metallic paints are like pretty hot right now because they just came out. But I think that would be a good one to look up. Let's see. Mimas said, oh yeah. Magnus said you should do that. It would be really funny. I think so too, dude, because she doesn't know anything about the lore. She has no idea. I think it would be a really funny video for me to do. And that'd be pretty quick. I don't have to edit it either. So I want to do just one long take and see if she gets it or not. I think it would be very entertaining. I'm lucky in the fact that she supports my hobby, but she's like, I don't really get it, but okay, you know, like, and that's kind of funny to me because then I can just be like, look, babe, you don't understand. I have to have, like, I have to reason with her why I need plastic soldiers, you know, it's ridiculous. But anyway. Mimas says, to fool the enemies, you must fool yourself. That is very Zinch of you, sir. That's very Alfarius of you. That's very Alfarius of you. Killamash6736 says, you're back finally. Yes, I am. Yes, sir. I'm live every once in a while. I'm not live every night. But if you want to subscribe to the channel, you will see me more often if you subscribe. So I don't do it live every night, but maybe I could start doing it live every night. What do you guys think? Do you think I should do live every night? Do you think that's like realistic, or you think that's too much? But I've been usually doing it like every other day, or maybe I do like 2 days in a row. So, and it's usually at night. It's just best because then all my friends are on here. All the people that I like are on here. I have tried like doing a live kind of early, and it didn't really work out. So there's a lot of kids that join and everything. So Magnus said, so might just got to figure the gold you want for your Custodes. Killamesh 6736, we are definitely still joking, bro. If you want to throw jokes in the chat, absolutely go for it. I will read them off. Magnus said, so you just got to figure the gold you want for your Custodes. Yeah. There's actually different metallics. So if you wanted like, I know this is crazy, but there's like a purple metallic. If you want to do purple metallic, they have green metallic for Custodes. I know Custodes are, of course, the traditional gold, like we all know, but there's so many different new metallic paints by Vallejo. I might even pick up a jar and try it out. So and they come in like screw jars, kind of like this. Very similar to that. So Magnus said, Warhammer is really confusing. I find the tabletop impossible to understand. Yeah, dude. No, it's such a steep learning curve. It really is. Because there's like multiple books you have to consort. You have to understand the core rules. And then you also have to have your codex, which is for the army that you're playing. Or you can't really play a game. If you don't have a codex, like, trust me, bro, does not work. Unless if you like are a professional player and you know your guys, you know your detachment through and through, and you know the rules, then sure. But I'm pretty sure most, if not all, 40k players have a codex like with them at all times, or at least their index cards, and then they know what their detachment rules are. So, okay, that's fine, honey. Okay, what time do you have class tomorrow?
9, but I plan on waking up at 6.
Okay, get there early to prepare for the test? Yeah. Okay, all right. You'll do great. Just use tomorrow, whatever time you have, and rely on your experience. And if you need me to drop you off, let me know.
You'll wake up early?
I will wake up to drop you off, no problem. Just let me know, okay, hon? Okay, all right, love you too. I'll be joining you probably. I'm pretty tired too, maybe in the next hour. So I'm kind of feeling it too. All right, so back to the chat here, my lovely chat. I love you guys. Yeah, dude. Tabletop is so conflicting. You're right, Magnus. And then there's editions, right? So there's edition changes. So like if you watch something from like 4 years ago, it's completely different from like 2 years ago. So there's just so many changes that are happening. And then not only that, but then there's like the point system, which is a lot easier now, I think. I think the point system is easier than it used to be. But like some people hate the fact that like you can't use points to use certain weapons and war gear. Because before, like in 8th edition, you had to plan out your army, including all of their weapons also cost points too. So if you had a guy with like a heavy bolter as compared to like a bolt rifle, it would cost more points. So you had to think about what resources you're bringing to the tabletop. Some people loved that. I think that's like really, really in depth. But I understand that because they're trying to like, how do I use my points effectively? And like, I don't know. I never played that edition, so I don't really know what that's like. But to me, it just seems like a nightmare because then if the points change, you're like, shit, now I can't use this guy anymore. Now I have to use this guy. Oh, crap. The points went up for this guy, and I already glued him together, and I don't have another one. So, oh, well, or you're magnetizing everything to swap out guns constantly. Like, freaking shoot me, dude. I do not magnetize any of my Space Marines besides the bottom to stick it on my carrying case. That is it. But there's people who magnetize fucking rifles, dude, to like their arms. Like, that's crazy to me. That's way too much work to be like, oh, this Space Marine needs to have this. Let me swap it out. Like, it seems nice in theory until you try it. Oh, God. It just sounds like a nightmare. Forever Lord 2 says, painting mini is better than going to the booby club and drinking. You sure about that? When you're a married guy, yes. Killamash says 6736. I'm subbed. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, my friend. So yeah, you can join us for live. Magnus says set a schedule. Yeah, I should set a schedule. Yeah, I should. I agree, man. I'm usually live around like 8 o'clock, 8:30. I think 8:30 seems to be more realistic for me because I'm still doing stuff and wrapping things up around 8 p.m. So that's why I'm a little late to the party. Like before this, I was changing the litter box for the rabbits. We have 3 rabbits. So that's what kind of set me late a little bit. I needed to get it done. So got to take the trash out and that's got to walk it out there and everything. So, Killamash says, yeah, do it every day if you want. It's helpful, and it will help you get more people watching. Really? Maybe I can do it every day. Yeah, and then Forever Alert 2 says do it in a way that you won't get burned out. No, for sure, dude. Yeah, because the burnout does happen. That's why sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna take tomorrow off, or like, hey, I'm not doing a live tonight because it it's not like a lot of work, but it's a lot of talking. And I'm not saying I'm not complaining at all. I love being here, but it's just like I have all these other things going on, and then if I feel like I have to cram a live in while I'm busy, I don't think I'm gonna have as quality of a conversation with you guys that I would like to. So I would rather be like, you know what, let me just prioritize me tonight. Let me get these things done, or we're traveling somewhere, whatever it may be. And then, you know what, tomorrow night I'll go live because I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow night. Like tonight, nothing going on besides painting. I was going to paint anyway. So, you know, I might as well hang out with my friends while doing it. But I appreciate that. Thank you, Forever Alert. Love you too, man. No homo. Yeah, no homo. And then Killamash6736 said, what do you need to take out of the freezer? The chicken, and you better do it before mom gets home. Yeah, for real. It do be like that. Magnus says, just don't get it in your eyes. Oh, she's definitely going to get it in her eyes. LED says, do I chug it or drink it normally? Magnus says, drink it like a normal person. Ellie's like, okay, so don't down it like a shot. Right. And then Magnus said, I might be in the hobby just to paint. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, that's fine. That's another thing. If anything, dude, if you don't have time to tabletop, or if you, it's kind of confusing, and like you're gonna have to have practice plays, which I've done, to really understand the game. Like, it is a turn-based strategy system, but like you're gonna have to do it. I would say you have to play at least 5 games to be like, okay, I think I know what's going on here. You're gonna have a better understanding than most. But getting those first 5 games is not easy. Because if you go to a tournament, how many newbies are really gonna be there? Maybe some, but a lot of them are experienced. Are they really gonna want to take their time to teach you everything at a tournament? No, nor is that the place to learn. I don't think so. You're learning every time. Yes, but like you should have the basics down to where you can play, because it is timed. I think it's like 2 hours per game. So if you and a player shake hands, as soon as you shake hands, it's game on. You're deploying your units, whatever it may be. That time is ticking. So if you're a new player, you're going to be a lot slower, and your games could take 3 to 4 hours sometimes. Especially if you're up against an opponent who has a horde army. Oh my god, man! Or if you're playing Astra Militarum, like, or let's say Gene Stealers, like, they're not the easiest to play. They're really not. Mechanicus, it's pretty fucking confusing with their codex. I've flipped through it before, and I think the Mechanicus are awesome. And yes, they did just win a lot. Some people say they're broken. I think it just depends on how you play it, and I think they're doing a really good job, and they got a really good buff with the balance. So Mechanicus is pretty hot right now, and we'll see who's next. You know, because the balance updates happen quite often, and that's also confusing too. And you have to go to the source for that. But if you're just the hobby to paint, man, I mean, I kind of am too. So if anything, I just got some sweet fucking models that I really like. Maybe I'll sell them, maybe I'll keep them. I like to tabletop because I like to play. But like, if you just want to be in it just to paint, it's a great hobby. It really is. Because here's the cool thing about just doing it for the hobby, is that now you can just paint whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to be like, oh, I have to stick to this. Like, I feel stuck to doing Black Legion, you know what I mean? I could go out and buy a bunch of Khorne Berserkers right now, and yes, there's a detachment that you can have them in with your guys, but like, I would rather have it like same theme, or like Deathcore or Krieg, right? Like same theme for my army, for Astra Militarum. But if I were to go out and get like Battle Sisters, that doesn't make any sense. You know, I'd have to start from scratch, unless if I'm doing a combat patrol, or unless if I'm playing like a 500 game or a 1,000 point pickup game. But like, you're going to have to learn their rules, which are almost completely different from playing Chaos Space Marines. You know, like learning how their miracle dice work. I have no fucking clue how that shit works. And there's just so many other things like individual units in Adeptus Sororitas that have like so many enhancements and buffs, or like certain qualities that if like one of your fucking characters die, they become a saint or whatever. You can, it's just, it's it's wild. It's very hard to play Battle Sisters. They're not very user friendly. They're not beginner friendly. Are they cool? Absolutely. So if you're just in it to paint it or just to have a hobby side of it, fuck yeah, dude. Or this is also cool. If you're just painting for the hobby of it, dude, you can go grab minis from like just Warhammer. It doesn't even have to be Warhammer 40K. You can grab. There are so many amazing minis. I have one. I'll show one for you. Hold on. This is my Christmas present. I can't open it yet, but I'll show it to you. All right. So, talking about hobby side of things, because my wife loves me, I have Pellicor. Okay? This guy isn't, he could technically be fielded in my army, by the way. He's the only one that can be fielded in Chaos Undivided, which is Black Legion. So I can technically play him as a part of my army. I just have to use a certain detachment with certain rules. But like, this is Bellicor from Age of Sigmar. Like, absolutely beautiful model. And I never thought in 1,000 years I'd ever have him. And then we went to a store, my wife saw it and was like, holy shit, why don't you paint that? And I'm like, well, I could, you know, it's not really, like, I don't plan on using him in my army, but then I can. And I looked it up on my phone and I'm like, shit, yeah, I could play him if I want to. Because down here, there's like a Age of Sigmar guy. If you flip this on the reverse, there's a fucking Space Marine right there. You can play demons in 40K or in Age of Sigmar. If you want to find a really cool thing to paint, look up Age of Sigmar models. Oh my god, they're so cool. Man, there's so many that look even better than the 40K models. It's amazing. So, if you're in it for the hobby, I'll put this guy back. All right. Also, I love the Skaven in Warhammer. Age of Sigmar, I think the Skaven are awesome, personally. So, they're like rats, but Nurgle style. They're so cool. All right. Killamash says, why don't the two Chinese brothers fight? Because they don't want to be confused. LED says, I can't open the can. Killamash6736 said, two black people planned a trip. How many actually went? The trip didn't actually leave the group chat. Oh my god. I don't get that one. I'm sorry. Magnus said, I love these lives, bro. I wish you had the best and you can reach your goals. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. LED says, okay, it's been a bit since I drank something normally. My nose. Or at least it wasn't in your eyes. LED says, it still hurts. Mimes1260 says, how about Necrons? Oh, Necrons are so dope. Oh, I love the Necrons. Oh, they're so cool. They really are. I really appreciate them. Like as their aesthetic and their lore and the way that they play, they're very strong. I don't think they're very hard to play either. They're hard to put some of their minis together. Some of them are very complicated. Also, Necrons are very expensive to buy. So if you want to have an army of Necrons, it could be pretty pricey for some of them. That's just my 2 cents, but I think Necrons are a really good option to play Warhammer. For sure, they're so freaking cool. LED says, I love ranch. Magnus said ranch on pizza. LED says, yes, I drink ranch. Magnus says, I drink maple syrup. LED says, I drink ketchup. Magnus said, now it's just weird. I love ranch on pizza too, so not gonna lie. LED says, it's red. And then Magnus said, yeah, but Warhammer's sick. Oh, for sure. Sirloin Steak 12 says, you drink what, Magnus? Magnus is like maple syrup. Magnus said, what do you drink? Sirloin Steak says Pepsi, but what did you say you drink? He drinks root beer, my friend. That's his thing. LED says, who else chugs drinks? I only chug beer if it's like a race contest. If they're like, hey, we're chugging beer, who wants to freaking smash a couple beers? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. I can chug a beer pretty quick. But regular pop, no, it's a slow sip for me. Magnus said that's a sick looking model. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm excited to paint him. I'm definitely gonna either I'll do something like video wise, and then when I go live, I'll definitely be priming him and painting him live. I think that's the best way to do it. And then in between, I'll do progress videos, and then I can like either do shorts. I'm not too sure how I want to do it for the channel yet, but I want to get a good amount of views or bring in more subscribers. So Bellacore is just a great model to paint overall. So that's my plan. Magnus says, I like syrup and I'm Canadian. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, gotta have your syrupy and watch your hokey. LED says, bro, my headache is still here. LED, take some Advil. Take like 2 or 3 of them things. Sirloin Steak says, interesting, Magnus. And then Magnus said, might pick up an Age of Sigmar mini soon. Yeah, dude. Oh, they're so cool. Forever Lurk 2 said, Skaven are badass. I know. Oh, they're so cool. They're so freaking cool. I'm such a fan of them. I really am. Oh, they're so cool. I just love the concept of them. Oh, God. It's giving me goosebumps. I love it, man. LED says, I'm going to get water. It's probably a good idea. LED says, why does water taste like that? Don't drink it from the toilet bowl. LED, no. Forever Lurk 2 says, if I was ever really going to get back into the hobby, I might just get a 3D printer. The upfront cost would be less than the GW robbery. Depending. It's cheaper now. I don't want to say it's cheaper. It's more cost effective now. And their printers out there are so much better than they used to be. I would not get a filament. I would definitely get a resin printer. For minis, resin printer is bar none the best one you can get. Anything, what is it, like PLA, I think it is. PLA, you don't want that. You could use that for like terrain, I guess. But like these are not resin. I'll show you. So these terrain pieces I got off Etsy for like 30 bucks. These are not resin casts. I could tell because they're not as heavy. But then also if you look at the details, you can see where, everything was kind of printed a certain way. And that's fine. Like for this, dude, if you got a resin printer of this, it would cost like twice as much. So for this Chaos Gate, it would cost twice as much. So for me, like, I would rather buy terrain off Etsy and have someone else print them off rather than like go to GW and spend my hard-earned cash on terrain. Like, yeah, it looks cool, but like you can get such sick prints from people who do this, and then they ship it to you. It came in pieces. I could assemble it. You could glue it together, else they just snap together, and like it looks badass. It's so, and they're lightweight. They're relatively easy to pack up. I mean, I guess if you were to bring them somewhere, I'm using this for a diorama, but yeah, these are freaking sweet, and they're perfect. They're the right size. Like for when I imagine a chaos gate in the Warhammer setting, like this size makes sense to me. This sorry, this makes sense to me. Now if it's like a Titan coming through, that's a totally different story. But like for Space Marines to be coming through a warp gate, it's the right size. So like I think this is like 32 millimeter based or whatever. So when you go on there, make sure you get your scaling right if you're not too sure. Some artists, 3D printer guys, they're really smart, and they'll show their print next to a model. So they'll have, if you're not too sure on how big it is, they'll have like a Space Marine, a standard Space Marine, you know, and they'll just have it next to it, and you'll say, oh yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? So you don't want to get the wrong size, or else you're like, fuck, you know, because they have smaller ones if you want a smaller Chaos Gate. This is the largest next to, like, I think there's like 100 millimeter, and that's like, bro, it's like this big, and that's way too big for what I need. I don't want a centerpiece. I want it to just be background. So, and this is something I can actually bring with me to tournaments, or if I do a pickup game or whatever. I'm still new to the area, so I haven't played anybody here in Minnesota, but there is 2 gaming halls that I know of, technically 3. So I'm going to have to inch myself into there and see what that's like. Yeah, but if you get your own 3D printer, like I thought about it too, the hardest part, I think, is just making sure your prints come out quality. That's the hardest part, because you have to, like, when you put the thing on there, it has to be leveled and everything, and then if it starts printing, you don't want it to just turn into goop, or you have to trim things off. And like, here's another problem with the 3D printer like world, is that there's a lot of scammers that are in that world, and they'll say like, here's a 3D printed Space Marine squad for $30. Seems like a decent deal. You buy it, you get your you get the template, and then you start printing it out, and then it looks like ass, and you're like, why does it look weird? And it's because they copied it and copied it and copied it from somebody else, and then it doesn't match to your machine, and it just looks, you know, like that. Then that's a problem. But oh, here's another one. Yep. So Forever Lord 2 says I make my own bullets. I can make a mini. Yeah. Yeah. See? That, yeah. If you do that, dude, you could probably figure it out. Yeah. You will need software. Usually most of them come with it. So of course MakerBot is very well known. There's a bunch of other ones out there for resin printing, but you know, if you have the time, and if you have the knowledge, which you seem like a very intelligent person, you can figure it out. You don't have to do it from scratch either. Again, you can just buy a template on the online store. Hell, sometimes you can go on Reddit, carefully, but go on Reddit and you might be able to find, there are sources where you can download it and just bring it into your 3D printer. It'll render it and you can print it off. So for free. So that does exist. Just make sure it's not like a virus loaded Trojan horse or something, you know. There's probably some malicious shit out there, so just be careful with that. But LED says, I'm going to drink 2 more monsters. Please do not do that. Yeah. LED, your heart's going to explode, girly. You should only have up to like 600 milligrams of caffeine a day. That's it. Anything more than that, you're going to tire out your heart, and you're going to get heart disease, and it's not worth it. Trust me. Caffeine overdose, yes, does happen. So don't Don't abuse anything. You think because you're young or you think it's benign, it's not going to hurt you, or it just makes me feel weird. No, I lay off the caffeine. I used to drink a lot more. Yeah, no. Go above and beyond. Yeah, that 5 hour. I remember 5 hour energy drinks first came out. Do those even work? You know, like, I used to drink them and I'm like, do these things even work? I don't know. Probably placebo effect. But LED says fine. What about a Sprite? You can have a Sprite. That's fine. You can have a Sprite, LED. Ugh. I'll be right back. Something in my eyes. Now I got something in my eyes. All this talk about getting stuff in your eyeballs. LED got me. Now I got something in my eyes, dang it. LED's over here putting freaking witch spells on us. We had no idea this whole time. I'm gonna raise the desk too. There we go, it's better. I feel like sitting right now. I feel like standing. You said a curse on him. Yeah, literally. God. All this talk about getting stuff in our eyes. What the hell? Oh, man. Forever Lurk 2 says, I was in high school when the first no dose came out. We would stay up all night because of that shit. Later, the FDA removed it because its chemical composition was one molecule away from meth. There you go. Oh, God. It's like Four Locos. Those still exist technically. But I remember when those came out and I was in the military and there were like all these safety warnings. They stopped selling them on base and stuff. And they said if you're in possession of this, it's considered contraband, you know, because it's so dangerous. Like it keeps you up, gets you drunk at the same time, gets you pretty fucked up because it's a high alcohol content. You drink like one or two of those things, you're done. I don't care how big you are. We had guys drinking Four Locos, we get fucking zonked. Yeah, so Forever Lurk, that's interesting. Interesting. LED says, should I put something in the Sprite? Mima says put mustard in it. Magnus says citric acid. Magnus says and more caffeine. Just take the monsters and put it in the Sprite. And then that way it's like a monster Sprite. So it's like you're counterbalancing the monsters by drinking Sprite. Oh, God. Y'all are killing me. I got this, but not mustard. Yeah. I like mustard on hot dogs, hamburgers, and one time I had something called a mustard crusted steak, and it was the best steak I've ever had in my life. Other than that, I've ate it on like an egg sandwich too. It goes pretty good on an egg sandwich sometimes, but yeah, not in a drink. Not really. Not my idea of a good. Not my idea of a good time. Just doing some fine work here, working on this plasma rifle. It's pretty much done, but I do see a couple parts that need a little bit of detail work. I want Monster so bad. You're addicted, aren't you, Ellie? You're like me. I'm addicted to Monster too. Crippling addiction. Don't do it. They need to come out with like half caffeine. You could get the mini ones. Mustard with brats. Oh, yeah, mustard with brats. Oh, those are so good, dude. I haven't had a brat in so long. Forever Lurk. Oh, my gosh, dude. Facts. Yes. Mustard on brats is very good. Absolutely. No ketchup, though. I mean, you could put ketchup on it, but I don't. No. Mustard with brats is peak. Absolutely. Memes1260 says, reminds me of something my sister once made. A Mountain Dew tastes like a Sprite, but I'm not sure how she did that. Oh, that's interesting. And then Magnus says, like with Dryer, there's pretty much nothing on them. LED says, do I chug the Sprite? Magnus says, yeah. Ellie says, perfect. I won't get it in my eyes. Magnus says, yes, you will. She's like, okay. Ah! Oh my god. Will she get it up her nose too? Oh, that's the worst. Oh, I'm sure all of you know what it's like to get pop up your nose. Oh god. It's like, oh. That will clear out your sinuses real quick. Oh my god, I've had that happen to me a couple times, unfortunately. You get pop up your nose like Sprite, Mountain Dew, or anything that's really citric acidy. Oh god. That shit will clear out your sinuses real fast. That shit burns, man. It's not as bad as taking like a shot of tequila or something, but tequila is a spicy alcohol. Me, I keep away from tequila because tequila and Irish does not mix well. It makes me very drunk. Very fast, and that's why bar fights happen or I get kicked out of places, because tequila and me, it is a violent relationship. So I usually stay away from it, unless the only exception is if it's in fucking margaritas. Because I'll drink 1 or 2 margaritas and I'm like, I am good. But like with tequila, you just drink that shit straight. You just start taking shot after shot. Oh man. Lord have mercy. You're gonna see Trailer Trash Travis come out real fucking fast. Forever Lurk 2 says, eyes, nose, and toes. What will be the next orifice? The world wants to know. Poet and didn't know it. Mima says, R.I.P. Bozo in advance. Oh my gosh. LED says, why the hell do drinks hate me? It went down my shirt. Oh man. LED's over there having freaking white shirt contests and shit. Oh my god. Freaking funny. It's coming along decent. Let me kind of... Why does it look like that? I might have to freaking sand it down. Oh, no, I got it. There it goes. Just had to water down the paint. I hate it when it gets all chunky looking. Magnus said, new Shakespeare. Indeed. LED says, it's wet now. This is my new band shirt. Oh, no. LED... What band shirt was it? Mima says L. LOL. I hope it's LOL. LED is silly. I love the silliness. I'm for it. Oh, Ailstorm? Oh, no. Because you're going to see them, aren't you? Really, though, my condolences for your band shirt. Yeah. It'll be all right. Just run some warm water and, like, squeeze it out or whatever. Magnus says, all right, bro, it's almost morning over here. Good night, and I'll catch you up on the next one. Yes, sir. Thank you for stopping by, as always. Have a good night. Thank you. All right, Magnus. I always appreciate your company, sir. You take care, man. Keep on freaking. Mix the paint. Mix the paint, mix the paint, mix the paint. You gotta really mix the hell out of these acrylics. I'm not exaggerating. Okay, check the consistency. Yep, works for me. All right, continue my painting journey on this rifle. Coming along very well. LED says, I think I'm going to DoorDash some Sour Patch Kids. Hell yeah, girl. Do it. DoorDash is so funny. My wife used DoorDash earlier to get Sephora, and it worked. Pretty funny. I have personally never used DoorDash, but I mean, there's some times I've thought about it where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go out, especially like during the winter. Just don't want to leave. And if, like, they get paid for it, so you're technically helping someone with their job. You know, you think about it. You're doing them a service. Is it laziness? A little bit. A little bit. Like, I'll go pick up my pizzas. Like, I don't need to have it delivered unless if I'm drunk or something, or we're having a party and I'm like, you know what, let's just get it delivered. I don't want to have to go to get like 15 different pizzas and carry them in by myself. Like, fuck that. You know, delivery makes sense in that case then. So. I think I'm gonna DoorDash it. Forever Lord 2 says my dog is such a cannonball of a dog. I swear he has the density of a neutron star. Is he bouncing around having it? He's got the zoomies. Oh, I love dogs. I really do. I wish we had a dog, but we're not in a good place to have a dog just yet. So that and it could work, but we'd have to dog proof this entire house, and my god. Or this apartment, technically. Oh, they'll be there in 10 minutes. Yeah, it's so much easier, right, Ellie? Yeah. Mima said, one time I DoorDashed a Happy Meal to my friend over in Germany. What? He was flabbergasted that I knew where he lived. Holy shit, dude. LED says my dog's on my bed. Aw. I love dogs. They're awesome. I don't love all dogs, but I love dogs. Some dogs are a bit of a butthole, and I'm like, butthole dog, meow. But most dogs, I usually have I have a pretty good chance of them liking me, luckily. Ellie says, dogs on my bed. Mima says, dogs are nice. She says, yeah. And then Sirloin Steaks, Penguin Captain 12, as he used to be known as. My dog is old, yeah. Like a chihuahua? Like a little thing, huh? Some good detail work on this gun. I'm really liking the way this is looking. I'm pretty happy with it, I have to say. Let me water that down, though. A little too thick. Oh, jeez. There we go. That's better. Don't want your paint too thick. If it's too thick, it just does not look right at all. There we go. It comes on too chunky and just lose all the detail. Luckily, it's water-based acrylic, so it's really easy to fix. Hell yeah, dude. Let's see. Lots of action going on. LED sees my dog's a pit bull. Oh, I love pit bulls, Ellie. Oh my gosh, yeah, that would probably be one of the ones I'd have. I would love a pit bull. I've watched a couple pit bulls when I was younger, and I never had problems with them at all. Furler 2 says 75 pounds at 1 year old. Might not sound that impressive, but he's a Mastiff pit bull breed. His skull's like a helmet. Holy shit. Dude, you got the freaking Space Marine of dogs, man. Damn, that's a big boy. LED says she's so nice. Forever Alert 2, you call him like Gladius or something. Gladius Maximus. Some fucking badass fucking Space Marine name or something. Get some good detail work done here. Gosh, it's like the more I look at this, the more I want to do to it. Okay. Coming along very nicely. Look at that. Look at the detail on this thing. It's really coming into its own. I'm so proud of this thing. Okay, continuing on. Mima said had a Pitbull Husky mix. Oh, that's interesting. Pitbull Husky? He said he was loud. Interesting. I know a girl I went to high school with, and she raises and sells Huskies, and she has like 8. Like, she has her own freaking dog sled team if she really wanted to. It's freaking sweet. Huskies are really cool, but they're an interesting breed. I hear they get seizures too. I don't. Mima says I loved him though. Yeah. Sirloin Steak says Chihuahuas look like they escaped a science experiment. No offense to anyone who has one, just as joke. Yeah. Mima says she sounds like a nice dog. My dog thinks she's a lap dog, is what Ellie says. Forever Lurk 2 says, haha, his name is Augustus. Oh, that's awesome too. Augustus. Mima's Gladius Maximus sounds like something from Monty Python. Yeah. It's like the fucking the meme of Gladiator. He takes his freaking head off. He's like, I'm Decimus Maximus Aurelius, General of the First Legion. I just love Roman Empire names. Like, Roman names are just badass. Decimus Aurelius. General to the Northern Army. Oh, LED says my name is her dog's name is Shigarakai. Oh, it would be your crush, your anime crush. Mima's Augustus the Devourer of Food. Yes. Sirloin Steak 12 says mine is Chewy. Oh, that's cute. Oh, LED has 4 dogs. Dang, you got all the floofs. I love it. Is Shigarakai yours specifically, or? Because I know sometimes couples are like, you know, if your mom's with you or whatever. Like, my mom has 2 dogs. My sister has 1 dog, but they all live together. So. And it's funny because they, like, fight, and they're like, oh, well, your dog did that. It wasn't my dog who did that. Oh, LED says they're all yours. Oh, wow. Wow. Love it. I would have maybe 2 dogs. I could probably manage 2. 4 is a lot. I'm sure it could be done, but I mean, I love dogs, but I would probably just have 2. Easier to travel with them, you know, less of a cleanup effort has to be done, but it's whatever. That's just me, though. LEDs are naming off our dogs' names. We got Russell, Max, Ava, and Shigarakai. One of these names is not like the other. That's funny. Dog old and me young. Mima said, did you name the dog Russell after Up? Oh, yeah, that is the little dog's name. Damn, I'm so proud of this. I really am. This is almost done. It's a great feeling to almost be done painting something. I'll be able to actually glue this on tonight, which is even more exciting. I'm like almost done with this guy. I've been working on this guy for a while. I never showed you the one I finished, did I? I never did. Oh my God, my recent one I just painted. I can't believe I never showed it. It's what this channel's for. Well, and other things. Come here, you. I think I'm going to call this one's name Decimus. So this is the one I just finished the other day. Let me change some things here. There we go. So this is Decimus. I think I'm going to call him Decimus, but I finally got this guy done. Super fucking badass. Super happy with the way he came out. I've been working on him for a while. I paint slow, but the thing is I paint in like chunks. So like this one's already, like I already have 2 pauldrons ready for this guy. I haven't painted his head up yet, but like this guy will be assembled very soon. But like I finished this guy literally, I think yesterday? I want to say yesterday. So, but I'm really happy with this guy. He came out really fucking cool. Super happy. I love the camo base. That's like my signature. So, yeah, I'm gonna call him Decimus. He's just fucking sweet looking with his big ass minigun. Forever Lark 2 says Up made me catch the feels. Yeah. No, that's a sad movie. It's a good movie, but it's so sad. I agree. Like the old man and his wife passes away. Oh my God, it's so heartbreaking. It really is. Ugh. Darn it when they do that. Mimes says, I was thinking of the chubby kid from Up. Oh, okay. Named it Max after Grinch's dog. Oh, yes, that makes sense too. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you, Forever Lurk. Yeah, the camera, it's kind of hard to do it, but I'm really happy with the way he came out. LED says, I will be in his walls. Dum dum dum. Sirloin Steak said, in Helldivers 2, there's a new weapons chainsword and a minigun. Huh. Doesn't that sound familiar? Helldivers is awesome. That is such a cool video game. I have not played it, but fuck, if I was younger, I would absolutely play that freaking video game. If I wasn't painting, I would definitely be playing that. Oh, Helldivers is so badass. I love the lore of it, and it's an evolving thing because they can like make more campaigns. Yeah, for democracy. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. It's grimdark. It's violent. It's galactic level like destruction and wars, and it's just so fun. Oh, I love that. LED said, I'm in my room with a root beer in hand. Nice. Mimes says, first democracy, then ODSTs. Yeah. Now chainswords. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of taking a little bit of influence from everybody. You know, they're like, how do we make this all of it? Starship Troopers, like, let's put it in there. ODST, put it in there. Halo, kind of put it in there. Fucking Terminator shit, put it in there. Like, I love it. It's like Call of Duty on steroids, and it's just, I love the funny videos too, like the streaming, and it's great. It's really cinematic too. It's really well done. It's so fun. I think it rivals Space Marine 2. It really does. So it might even be better to play. I don't know. I haven't played either, but I'd like to. LED says, oh, do you all have an idea for a cosplay? And then she said, hot tea or cold tea? Extremely random. I like hot tea, Ellie. Go for hot tea. Green tea, black tea, what kind of tea are you talking about? Because if you say cold tea, I know you're probably going to go for an Arizona, knowing you. And then sirloin steak says, sirloin steak, hot tea or cold tea. I'm sorry, man. I'm starting to jumble things together. Holy shit. You drinking black tea? Yeah, black tea's good. You can have black tea, like an English tea, right? I just drink it straight. I don't put any sugar in it, but tea is good. Sirloin Steak says, bro, Black Ops 7 campaign is so stupid. I've heard about that. I did hear about the drama with that. Yep. Dude, Black Ops, that whole, like, Call of Duty is just, it's not what it used to be, man. It's really not. It's a shame. I remember the first Call of Duty, the second Call of Duty, the third Call of Duty, the fourth Call of Duty, all the way up to, like, I want to say 6. I think I played 6, one of the Black Ops with my sister, and I was like, this is not the Call of Duty I remember at all. So, LED says, I love Arizona. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. The main character is a black disabled woman. Oh, of course. And she saves everybody. Yes, of course. Yeah, they're too on the nose with it. You know what I mean? Like, in some of the Call of Duty Black Opses, like, they had, like, female, like, mercenaries, and that's fine. But it's like they're trying too hard, and it's a bit much. I agree. If they lean into it too much, it's like they're trying to do the same thing with Warhammer. Like, there's talks of, like, female custodies or female space marines. I'm like, y'all need to stop. Like, we already have the nuns with fucking guns. They're so badass. We have the Adeptus Sororitas. We have the Sisters of fucking Silence. We have the Calidus Assassins that are all female. There are plenty of all-female fucking... so much in the lore that already exists. What about the Eldar? The Eldar have men and women, but, like, the women seem to have almost more power than some of the men. So, like, I don't know why they have to push modern day politics and, like, social agendas into certain things. Like, just keep it out of that, you know? Like, it shouldn't be about that. This should be an escape from that. I don't know, man. I get why they're doing it, and I understand it, but, like, if it's too forced, it kind of ruins it, you know? Or it's like with the new Assassin's Creed, the Japanese one. It was production hell, and it took forever for them to make it because they had to placate everything to the Japanese. Like, what a nightmare. Oh my god. I couldn't even imagine. They're just like, oh, the Japanese don't want us doing this in this level. Well, we just spent $1 million developing that. I guess we better take it out. You know, or, oh, we can't have them kill this person because that's disrespectful. And it's like, I don't know, like, thinking about it is a good idea, and incorporating respect for it is a good idea, but, like, it's a fucking video game. Like, chill, dude. Like, fucking chill. I don't see the Germans complaining when we're playing a game and we're World War II soldiers killing Nazis. I don't see that Germans going like, oh, that is so hateful. Why would you do that? Why are you killing the German people? Like, no. It's like, yeah, you're in the setting and you're doing violence in a violent world. In Japan, in feudal Japan, you better believe violence was a thing. I'm okay with the main character being a black guy. I'm okay with that, okay? But, like, everything else they're trying to do, I'm like, oh my god, y'all need to fucking stop, dude. You guys are going way too deep into this, like, don't, you know, hurt other people's feelings, or, like, it's then you're gonna have a washed up thing. Like, anime doesn't give a fuck. Anime is gonna do what the fuck it wants to do. Manga is gonna do exactly what manga wants to do, and Ellie could probably talk all about that. Like, yeah. LED says my Sour Patch Kids are here. Yay, go get them. Go get them, Ellie. You love Sour Patch Kids. Aw. I love it. Mimes says I stick to the OG Modern Warfare and Black Ops. Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the best ones, right? And then LED says I will dump them in my mouth. Immediately rips it open. Go for it, girl. Oh my gosh. She's so fun. Sterling Steak says, I don't know why Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gets so much hate. I don't either, dude. I thought it was fine. I played it and I freaking loved it. So I don't know. Is that the one with the no Russia? Is that the one with the no Russia? It's been a minute. I could be very wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the one with no Russia. Modern Warfare 3 was the one in Iraq. I remember that. Like the Middle East. No, I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare 3 was with the no Russia. But like that level fucking blew my mind. I was like, holy shit, how is this a video game? And you have no choice but to kill the civilians. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. They put that in the game. Like, that is balls to do that. And yes, it definitely got the hype. I don't know how the Russians felt about it, but like, what a crazy level, man. Oh my gosh. Mimes1260 says, gotta appease your fan base who actually buy your stuff instead of trying to appease the masses. Yes, sir. 100% agree, dude. You and me are the same boat. You can't please everybody. And like GW, like the guys who make 40K and everything, like, they're not perfect, but like so many people give them hate for not doing this or not doing that. I'm like, y'all should be happy they're doing anything. You should be happy this even exists. Okay? So like, I get the fact that like, oh, they haven't updated any Katachan fighters since 12 years ago, 15 years ago. Why haven't they updated the Rhino chassis that's been around for 20 years? And that's still fielded on the tabletop. I don't know. They should update it. But like, regardless, they're still doing things. They're staying relevant. They just did Emperor's Children, which is like unheard of. They released a whole bunch for that, which is awesome. There's so many more things they're doing. It's great. LED says, bro, should I have an Arizona? Sure, have an Arizona, LED. She smashes them. Oh my, you inject so much sugar into yourself, Ellie. It's not good for you. You gotta slow down, but I mean, you do you, right? As long as you're working it off, I guess. Sirloin Steak says, keep main character women. Mima says, German friend liked the game Wolfenstein, wasn't offended by it. Oh yeah, Wolfenstein's badass, dude. Oh, I love Wolfenstein. Such a great video games, great lore. Sirloin Steak says, out of masculine games, I mean, like a side character's fine. Yeah, that's fine, you know what I mean? The one where you upside down? The one where you upside down with the... Oh, yeah. Yep, Modern Warfare 2 had no Russia. That's probably why. It got a lot of hate because of that. That no Russia one. That's pushing it. Like, that was like unheard of. Still, that's like unheard of, and they did that. And holy shit, LED says, what song should I do? And Mima says, do you know Rise Against, Ellie? She said, I should. Mima says they're a neat band. They do alternative rock. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Mima said, didn't have to kill the civilians. Little kid in me knew that too. Didn't stop me. Yeah. No Russian was fucking wild, bro. That shit, that is definitely on like, that's definitely in the top 10 craziest game moments ever. Ever. That is absolutely fucking up there. It's on the top 10 list. I don't know if there's a top 10 list, but that has to be one. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go ahead and varnish this up. I'm pretty happy how this fucking came out, man. I am Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and varnish this up. I'm done. It looks sick. It's glowing. It looks really good. I'm so happy with it. I really am. And if you're happy with it, that means you're done. Sometimes I remember when I was a young artist, I would be like, am I done with this yet? Like, you could be working on things forever. You'll never get it done. But I guess the older you get, the more you can kind of look at things and be like, yeah, I think it's done. I think I'm happy with it. I mean, I've even had times where I'm like, fuck it, scrunch it up, try all over again. Ellie, I'm sure you've done that with your cosplays, you know, where you're like doing it and you're like, something's not right. Oh, it's the wrong size. Fuck. I have to do it all over again, like start from scratch. Like, oh my God, girl. That would, especially when it comes to textiles and working with clothing, that's probably a lot to handle. So you got to get it really right. But I'm sure you've had multiple times where you're like, fuck, I just messed that stitch up. Oh, God. And like my wife, she's done clothing alterations herself. Or if she's sewing something together, she's like, shit, I have to go all the way back to Hobby Lobby and get more of this because I just fucked up on a stitch or whatever, you know, or use the material improperly. Ah, crap. So that happens. For me, I have yet to be like, well, I screwed that up. I'm giving up on it. Like, so far, I've been able to recover pretty well from most mistakes, including and up to breaking the minis. I've dropped them and shattered them, and man, does my heart sink when that happens. But I've been pretty lucky so far in that I can just glue it back together and paint over it, and it looks fine. I've even assembled it wrong, where I put the wrong arm on the wrong guy, and I was like, oh fuck, oops. I just roll with it. So I'm like, oh, I was supposed to use it for a different guy. Ooh. Oh well. Yeah, do chop suey. Go for it, LED. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? You want to. So Steak 12 says, bro, you should create a Discord server. Ooh. I like that. Maybe I should. I have seen a lot of people go live and then they have Discords and they interact on the Discord server while they're live. But it shows like 5 people on it, but they're interacting with a bunch of people. So I do have a Discord username. I used it for college. It's an easy way to collaborate with people rather than using like Microsoft Teams and shit. But I think I should do that. Anyways, chop suey. Go for it, Ellie. Mima says, meant I should. Do you like System of a Down? I do. I know Ellie loves System of a Down. That's her jam, dude. That's like one of her top bands. Sterling Steak 12 says, oh, and Travis, if you want a really good channel to yap about gay controversial stuff, is Andy Pants Gaming with a YouTuber. Oh. That's about gay. Oh, okay. So you're saying like controversial games, meaning like they went too far into the wokeness. Like too far. Like a little bit's cool. You know, like a little bit. Like the right amount. But if they're like in your face about it, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like I know what you guys are saying. Okay, like chill. Is that what you're talking about? New COD stuff? Oh, okay. That does sound very entertaining. Okay. Andy Pants Gaming. Let me... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a contentious subject. Yes, indeed. Yeah. I mean, I like Tomb Raider, you know. I remember playing, you know, Metroid Prime. Metroid... Samus is a woman. How many people knew that? But there's plenty of games where like the women are main characters. I've played multiple games where women are the main characters and they're overpowered. I don't give a shit. It's fucking fun. They should do a No Russian sequel in the next Call of Duty. Oh boy. It'd be cool if they did it in like North Korea. That'd be interesting. It's like no no Korea, you know. Holy shit, dude. LED's like, wake up, grab a loop, grab a brush and put on a little makeup. Hide the scars and fade away the shake up. You want to. It's such a deep song when you think about it. It's about going through life and just like fuck everything, man. Just there's so many things going on, and you're just like, I'm just trying to exist, man. LED said, that's that. Thank you for sharing, LED. Thanks for sharing, girl. Appreciate you. I'm just glad you're keeping System of a Down alive. Maybe they'll be around forever. They have quite the cult following, you know. Maybe they'll be like the Next Doors or like Pink Floyd, you know what I mean? I'll see fucking teenage kids like 20 years from now wearing System of a Down t-shirts. I'm gonna be like, holy shit, no way. I remember listening to those guys when I was a fucking kid. Like, what? They're still popular? Like kids wearing Slipknot shirts and fucking Marilyn Manson shirts and shit. Like, oh my god, man. Oh, that looks really good. I am very pleased with how this came out. Little touch up right here. There we go. Touch up right here. I need more touch-ups, actually. Sterling Steak 12 said, it's not if it's a regular game, girls can be main characters. It's just when it's fucking war. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Are there any females with the Medal of Honor? I don't. Maybe not yet. Not that I'm aware of. We have women in combat roles now. Not many of them, but there are a few. And I was in the service, so I can say there are not many females that can keep up. But when you do meet the ones that can, you got to respect the hell out of them, because like I've met some really badass women in the military. I'm like, holy shit. And then I've met many that are like, why are you here, you know? But they're just like, they don't try. They're too busy being on their phone. They're always doing their nails. And I'm like, why are you in the military? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I got to put my ponytail up and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, the fuck? We got a job to do, man. Like, there's drama. But there are some females in the military that I've met that they can run fast, they can do pull-ups, and they don't look manly either. That's the thing. Like, they don't. They're just fucking beasts. So, not many. Very, very few. They're very rare, but I have met some where I'm like fucking mad respect for them. So. Okay. I am going to call this done. I'm very happy with the way this came out. Not bad. Mimes says, do you like Disturbed? LED says Slipknot sucks. She says yes. And then Mimes says, seem like the type who'd like them. Yeah. Sirloin Steak 12 says top 3. Skillet, 3 Days Grace, and Metallica. Oh, that's awesome. Sirloin Steak 12 says, you were in the service? Yeah, dude, I was in the military. Yup. Almost 12 years. So I was in the military for 11. Almost 12. I could have made it to 12, but I was like, I'm done. So if you ever hear in a video I say 12 years, it's because I was still in and I was looking to do 12 years, but I still had like 8 months left, and I was like, oh my god, dude, it's a lot. So, but I was in for 11 years, man. I re-enlisted 3 times. So, yeah. You'd never know it. I got long hair and all that, but yeah, I was in the military, man. You'd never know it. So, I talk about it every once in a while, not a whole lot. But But yeah, I went to Afghanistan, so I actually served my country. And then Mima says, "What are your guys' 3 top bands?" Ooh, I'll give you my list. Silly Steak says, "Holy fucking shit." Yes, sir. Did I have fun during my enlistment? Yeah, I did. I did have fun. I had a lot of fun. I got lucky. There was a lot of shit too. Not everything was fucking sunshine and rainbows. Trust me, dude. I had to work my ass off. Like days without sleep, fucking days without showers, running on fucking empty, like you haven't ate anything, or you're just so tired, like, or just all the paperwork you gotta deal with, and like, oh my gosh, man. I was in a combat zone, yes. Yes, I was. I got shot at once by a sniper, and obviously they missed. So, they missed everybody. Not much of a sniper, but we were getting sniper shots. And I looked for bombs. So that was also part of my thing that I did, yeah. Yeah, I looked for IEDs. So I'm a combat engineer, and you could look it up. But I blew stuff up. I built things. So I'd be the guy putting barbed wire out, like concertina wire. I'd be the guy doing that, like building sandbag, fucking shit like that, you know? That's what I did, yep. Pretty cool, huh? I've been a driver of military vehicles. I've been machine gunner, so I've done a machine gunner shit. Glizzy Man Gaming, hey, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Thank you for your service. Hey, thank you for your support, Sirloin Steak. If you ever consider joining the military, let me know. I can tell you about it, at least my experience. So, and I got buddies all over different branches. I've met friends that are in the Navy, Air Force, Army, of course. Some people were in the National Guard, still in the National Guard too. So, yeah. Probably a Chinese sniper. Yeah, I know, right, dude? Sirloin Steak 12 says I could not pass the physical. Oh, yeah, it gets a lot of people. Yeah, you gotta be fit. You gotta be fit. Depending on what branch, too, right? If it's like the Navy, well, the Navy's kind of buckled down a little bit. They're not as easy as they used to be. Like when I was in, the Navy was a joke, man. They barely worked out at all. They barely did anything. So, they just did other stuff, but. Mima says, same dude, I'm chilling with my job at retail. Yeah, it's fine, dude. I did retail too, so. I worked retail for a little bit. You know, I did sales too. I did sales when I got out of the military, and it was okay. Then I work in IT, so. I used to work in a data center. As a civilian, at least, so. But I haven't done that in a little while. I took a mental break from life. I was just so burned out from everything, and my PTSD got really bad during the withdrawal of Afghanistan. It fucked me up really bad when that happened, because I was watching it on TV and just swearing at it, and I'm like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what is our military reduced to? And when we left, I was like, why were we even there? We were there for 20 years just to give it back to the Taliban. Like, so many people died over there. You know, even on my deployment, people passed away on my deployment. Luckily, I didn't know them personally, but I've seen some fucking crazy shit, and I've heard horrible stories. Or like, oh, remember that one guy, and then he, oh shit, he fucking died. I'm like, oh my god. Like, even if I just met him in passing, like that's still a connection. Like a guy who just steps on a fucking landmine. That's it. Fucking pink mist. Just absolutely horrific. So, anyway. But this is what I do to keep my mind going. So that's why I'm out of the service, and I'm just kind of focusing on me, focusing on the marriage, and like, this is my hobby. So, my condolences, dude. I couldn't imagine. Yeah, it's crazy shit, bro. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, I've seen a lot of bad things, man. I've seen burned out vehicles, and you can see like blood and skin still plastered to it because the occupants that were neutralized inside of the truck, it just splats them up against the fucking seats, and you can see their skin. Like shit like that just stays with you, you know? Or you see bones, you know, or like chunks of human. Yeah, it fucks you up, dude. Oh yeah. Yep. I've seen a guy eviscerated, so he was in the back of a car. They came into our checkpoint. I was on the checkpoint that detail, and this car pulls up, and this guy comes out, and he's like yelling at us. He pulls up far away, and he's like, oh, no, speaking his fucking language. I barely knew any Pashtun. So I call for a interpreter, and I call a Terp. Terp gets up there, and he's trying to talk to this guy, and the guy's like waving his hands around, saying something. And the Terp looks at me, and he said something about a knife, like he has a knife or something. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what? So I like rack my gun, and I'm getting ready to like use it if they're doing some stupid shit. Anyways, it turns out there are two guys in the back of the car, and it wasn't knife, but like they were breaking into like a farm or something in the middle of nowhere. And this guy, the owner, came out with a scythe, like a fucking sickle, and fucking cut him and cut one guy's guts open. So they like got hurt really bad, and they got put into a car, and this guy decided to drive him to our base to get help because they don't really have a medical, like they didn't really have like a medical facility, you know, in the middle of nowhere. So I saw him drive up, and I looked in the back, and I could see the guy like holding his guts, and there's just blood all over the back of this thing. I'm like, holy shit. You know, like that's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah. Glizzy Man's like, yeah, I don't want to hear this. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So there's a story for you. There's a war story. I got a couple others, but that's a pretty bad one. Yeah, dude. I don't know if those guys lived or not, too, by the way. I have no idea. But yeah, that shit's fucking crazy, dude. Yep. Yes, sir. I got other ones too, but I'm not going to tell you those now. You guys will freak out. Maybe I could tell you. What do you think? You want to know? I can tell you one more story. Yeah, it was pretty traumatic. Yeah. I was definitely like dumbfounded, if anything. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Ellie, chug water. Then chug a Sprite. Yeah. I won't share it, Mimes. Yeah, no. Okay. Not tonight. Not tonight. So, but yeah, stuff like that stays with you. You never forget about it. I'm okay now though. I learned to control it better. So I had to go to like the VA, and I went through mental health stuff, and they taught me how to better process it. So I can talk about it more now. But there's definitely things that still bother me. Definitely. So like I don't even watch the news anymore. I don't know what's going on with Trump. I have no idea what's going on. I don't watch any of that shit. I chose to stop watching it because I used to watch it all the time. And then it would just make me really upset, or it would trigger me. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a break from the news, and I'm really glad I did. So, because there's always something going on in the world, and like, I just don't really care anymore, to be honest. Nope. I'd rather just paint my little dudes. Like, I used to care about everything. I used to fucking watch the news. I used to do all that. Yeah, sirloin steak. So yeah, I barely know what's going on. Yep. Someone will tell me and I'll be like, what? Or like if I see it on Facebook or something, like maybe I'll see it on Facebook. Like people post stuff, right? But for the most part, I have no idea what's going on. I hear something about us going to Venezuela. I hear about, you know, there's always something in Ukraine and Russia, and Trump's trying to make Ukraine do a peace deal. And it's just, and then it's like, you know, the whole fucking, the Middle East issue in Israel, like that whole problem. Like, oh, God. Like they've been at war for so, like hundreds of years, yo. Like the US thinks they can step in and tell them, like, hey, stop killing each other. Like, clearly it doesn't work. Clearly it doesn't work. So yeah, I just chose to kind of, I don't want to say I buried my head in the sand. Like I'm still aware of some of it, but most of it, nope, don't care. Yep, Sirloin Steak says we need to fix America before we fix other countries. 100%, bro. 100%. Yup. Yes, sir. Mimes1260 said, only news I get is from a channel who is ran by a member of Anonymous. I think they're a member of Anonymous. Yeah. I'm glad that you have the critical thinking to be like, they say they're anonymous, but are they? Maybe. You know? But I have watched stuff like that before. Where there is like, you know, the whole like work on the debt and economy 100%, dude. Yep. The economy is, and the thing is like those at the top are just going to be like, what's wrong with the economy? The economy's great. We're making billions of dollars. What are you talking about? And it's like, yeah, what about the people? What about us? And they're like, what? What do you want? What do you want us to do? Like, it's just, it's endless, man. It's endless. It's always something. It's always, LED says I rarely drink water. Drink water. Please drink water. Do it for me, Ellie. Drink water. Sirloin Steak says, bro, I'm scared to go to adulthood and excited too. Yeah, don't be in a hurry, man. Adulthood, I don't know. It's a lot of ups and downs, bro, and you're gonna learn that it's like a crisis cycle. It's like everything's going great and then something bad happens. Something's going great and then something bad happens, and it's like, dude, I've had so much shit happen to me. Like me and my wife alone, we've had so many things happen to us. It eats you up. There's things that keep you up at night, like bills and fucking, oh my God, dude. I can go on and on about life. Being an adult is kind of cool because you have autonomy. You know, you could do whatever you want. You could spend your money on pretty much whatever you want. You could stay up late and watch whatever you want. Like, it's your choice, but, you know, you want to make sure you're making the good choices. So, yeah, enjoy your teenage years. Yep, 100%. Yep. Yep. Like, my teenage years were not the best. I'll be honest, they were not the best. So, but a lot of it was cool. A lot of it was cool. Yeah. Yep. But enjoy your teenage life for sure. Yeah, dude. Fucking, like I tell everybody, I'm like, dude, if you're a teenager, like, try asking out the girl. Go places. Have fun. Don't be stupid. Don't be too stupid. You could be a little stupid, but like, have fun. You know what I mean? Like, do things that normally you wouldn't, or else you're gonna regret it. And if things don't work out, guess what? You're gonna have a whole life of things not working out. And if things aren't going well, or you feel embarrassed or whatever, like, it's gonna pass. You know? And the only people that you really have to please is your family, and that's even a maybe. If they're respectful, like, respect your family, love your family, but like, if they treat you like shit, you don't have to stay around them. You turn 18, you can get the fuck out of there. And I would recommend that. I had to cut off my mom because she was toxic, and that's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. It's really fucking hard. Because I still love my mom, but like she just makes so many mistakes. I'm like, oh my God, dude, like, what are you doing? So I just told my mom, I'm like, Mom, you don't listen to me. And you just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. And like, I don't want to be a part of your drama. I got enough going on. Like, I'll still talk to her, let her know I'm alive and shit. But like, that's not easy to do. But like, yeah, this is life advice, man. I don't usually, but just some things to think about. I'm not gonna freaking dump too much on you guys, but I do know a lot. I do know a lot. I've been there and I have done a lot. I haven't done everything, you know what I mean? But learn from other people so you don't make the same mistakes if you can. Do what works. Yeah. And another saying is there's nothing new under the sun, like 100%. All the shit that's going on right now has happened already. All the drama that's going on, all the craziness with politics, all the craziness about immigrants. Bro, this shit's been going on for fucking ever. Ever since the US became a fucking its own country. Like, it's been around, dude. Look at the fucking 1800s when the Irish came in during the potato famine. You think they were treated well when they came here? They were not. The Irish people and the black people, they had segregation for them. So it'd say for blacks and Irish only. And like bathrooms and shit, like in New York. So if you ever watch the movie Gangs of New York, you know, shit's been going on forever, dude. War, always been happening ever since ancient times. So, and get yourself a good wife, 100% LED. That's right. Yeah. One of the largest investments you'll ever make besides yourself is your significant other. So don't just marry anybody or just fucking, think that just because you're with someone you've been dating for 10 years that you have to get married. You don't, you know? Yeah, Mimes, yeah, for sure, dude. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Mimes says ironic that America was founded by immigrants and look at immigration now. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yep. It's always been here, dude. Look at the Chinese, the immigrants, they built the fucking railroads. You know? Like, it's been a thing. And everybody's acting like this is new. So, it's not. Nothing new is under the sun, guys. Maybe it looks different, but it's basically the same problem. Like, we went to war with Mexico. You know, the Alamo, right? Like, we went to war with Mexico, and this is like a different war. This is like a drug war. This is like a territory issue and all this, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Someone Steak says, oh, and I think my brother's going to get engaged this year. Oh, that's good. That's fine, man. Be happy for him. I hope it works out. Not every marriage ends in disaster. It's not impossible. You know, like, there's a lot of, here's another thing is you'll see everywhere, like, oh my God, there's so many YouTubes and shorts and TikToks about like, do this, do that, do this, do that. And like, you're just going to get overwhelmed by it. So just be careful what you get, like what information you get. That's all I got to say. Just be careful who's telling you what they're telling you. So, and the AI, AI is such a problem. AI is such a problem right now. Oh my God. Like, it, within 5 years, you're barely going to be able to even tell real from AI. It's going to be that good. Imagine that. Like, what's to stop them from taking the likeness of the president and making it look like he had a sex tape with someone and they put it out on the internet and said it's real? Who the fuck's gonna, you can't tell the difference anymore, you know? It's just, it's crazy, man. Or like movies are gonna be fucking AI. TV shows, definitely advertisements. Advertisements are absolutely gonna be AI. Commercials, all AI. It's all gonna happen. All of it's gonna be fucking AI because it's cheaper, it's faster, and it's just gonna get better. So it's just fucking crazy, man. Sterling Steak 12 says, I don't know for sure, but him and his girl are going strong. Thanks. Yeah, no, that's good, man. It's good to see good relationships last. So, LED says, if you close your eyes for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then Sterling Steak 12 says, I have no social life besides the internet. Ooh. Mima says, same, bro. Aw. I see. That's another reality, is that we're not as connected as we used to be. And like, there was another guy on, I think Magnus. Magnus is like from 1987. He was born in 1987. He's like fucking ancient, basically. But like, me and him are of the same generation, if you will. He's a little bit older than me, but like, we were born before the internet really became the internet, you know what I mean? Before all this was a thing. Like, all we had was a TV, gaming consoles, arcade games, and movies for like electronics. Everything else was like fucking, like, and there were like DVD players when that came out, and you could like watch little DVDs in your car when you're going to vacations and shit. But like, man, it's so different now. Like, the connectivity is lacking. I barely even know my neighbors, and we live in this apartment complex. I barely even see them. I don't have any friends here right now because I just moved here. But it's a lot harder to make friends. It really is. It's harder, guys. And the older you get, unfortunately, I'm not going to say this for everybody, but like, it becomes harder to have friends and make friends because they all, they get to have families, they move, they get houses, they get jobs, they're busy, and then you like never see them. And then if you're lucky to see them maybe every once in a while when there's a wedding, that's about it. Yeah, Mimes1260 says, like, dude, AI is going to suck the soul out of everything. Yes, sir. Yup. So I'm against it personally. I'm against AI. I'm a creator. I am an artist. And I think AI has its place, but I fucking hate AI. I hate AI ads. I hate AI artwork. I see all that shit. Like, it's kind of fun to play around with. It's good for like answering questions. If you want to use ChatGPT to ask questions and it answers them, that's fine. But like, it's just the amount of fucking AI slop I see on a daily basis. Like, all these fucking ads, or like, you go on Facebook or you go on Instagram and there's like all these posts of shit and it's all AI and people think it's real. And I'm like, y'all realize this isn't real, right? Like, fucking boomers just can't see it. I don't know why. They're like, oh, look at this cute cat. Isn't this cute? I'm like, Mom, it's like AI, right? She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's not a real cat. That video's fake. And she's like, oh, but I thought it was real. I'm like, I mean, it can be real if you want it to be, but it's fake. It's just interesting. But yeah, the 60s and 70s, America looked like fun. It did, didn't it? Yeah. Selling Steak 12 says, plus homeschooled. So, oh, damn, dude. You're really locked away. I'm sorry, bro. Fuck. Try to make neighborhood friends, if that's still a thing. Try to get out. Yeah, that really sucks, because like, dating sucks too, dude. Because like, in high school, you get to fucking date because you meet girls, but like, homeschoolers, I know that there's like some people that have like homeschool get-togethers and shit, but like, you're so outside the public, you're so outside the social circles and everything. Like, public school isn't the best, but like, it is really fun, and that sucks, dude. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I mean, I would push to be public if I were you, but that's just me, dude. It's not much better. Mimes says, dude, I remember the DVD things you had to put in the back of your headrest for road trips. Yep. Yes, sir. You remember that. Yep. It would be like fucking elastic on there or something. The car would be driving like this. It'd be like skipping and shit, or like, oh, I remember that. Yep. That was fun. Or like me and my three sisters, we had like the little DVD thing. You'd watch like a full picture movie on this little screen. It's so tiny. Oh my gosh. LED says, why do I have a bruise on my head? Uh-oh. From the time I slammed my head on the table. Please be careful. Don't hurt yourself, Ellie. Mimes says, so hear me out. Alabama relationship. Oh my gosh. Soling Steak says, I used to have such social anxiety, but I'm getting better. Yeah, dude. I understand that, dude. I understand that. Yep. I got social anxiety too, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I do. But once I get around groups and stuff, or I like kind of wiggle my way into certain conversations, I'm fine. But yeah, I do have social anxiety, so COVID did not help at all. That stunted so many. Ugh, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, but LED says that's very gay. Mimes is obviously messing around, but Sirloin Steak, it's a joke. It's Alabama relationship is like dating your cousin or something, you know what I mean? I mean, I've met guys who've dated their cousins, so it is a thing. It's definitely a thing. I mean, if she's like once, like a step cousin, she's kind of cute. And you're like, would this be wrong? Eh. So, Mima says that's good. I'm getting over the good, man. Yeah, keep working on it, dude. Keep working on it. Yep. It's not easy, but I'm right there with you. I do understand that. I do empathize with that, man. I understand what it's like to have social anxiety. I do. So, it's going to be there forever, but you'll get better with it. If anything, just show up and then you'll get better, when you're there. Like maybe you have social anxiety about going somewhere, but once you get there, you're like, oh, this isn't that bad. You know what I mean? So just realize that. Mimus says, bro, don't give him any ideas. Yeah, I know. That's what an Alabama relationship is. Oh my God. All right. Well, it's been 142 minutes, not to mention the other stream, and I am tired. So, yeah, it's about midnight here, and I think it's about time for me to go to bed. LED says I'm lesbian and straight. Hell yeah, Ellie. So. Good. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to be signing off here. I'm pretty tired, so. Gotcha. Yeah. All right, y'all. No, you're good. No apologies. Please, no apologies at all. No, I'll be on. I think I'll be on tomorrow. So if I don't see you, then yeah, please have a Merry Christmas. I appreciate it, Sirloin. Thank you, sir. All right, cool, Mimez. Yeah, I'll see you later. All right, Ellie. My favorite subscriber. All right, you have a good night. Awesome. Always good seeing y'all. I appreciate you. All right, go do it, Ellie. Crazy girl. Please be careful. Don't. I don't want to find out that Ellie passed away from freaking chugging Monster and having pop rocks in her eyeballs. But all right, y'all, have a good one. Much love. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. It's Travis with Travis Talks. Good night.